Do you realize something as simple as this box of cereal right here is completely at risk for over 40 million people all across the country? Or even other things like this super yummy energy drink is also under attack. Well, I want to share with you exactly what all this means here in this video. The 40 plus million people who are low income across the country that'd be impacted by some of these massive changes, realistically, probably in the next few weeks here. We've got a lot to talk about here in the video, and I'll specify exactly what this is all about, what they're doing, attacking these products and trying to force feed us things like broccoli and asparagus and other really yummy vegetables, which, by the way, apparently I don't have broccoli or asparagus laying around here that I can show you. I guess just have cereal and energy drinks. I don't know. I guess you know what I eat now, right? Anyway, let me share with you the details of what's going on here and what lawmakers are currently floating right now and how this could massively disrupt the livelihoods of over 40 million people across the country, which, by the way, super excited to crack this guy open. I love these things. Super addicted, by the way. But we may be kissing those things goodbye here pretty soon, okay? All right, let me share with you what's going on. Now, right now, I think we all recognize this. I've talked about it before in other videos. Lawmakers are currently working on and in the process of passing a multi-trillion-dollar reconciliation bill, right? This is a single-party piece of legislation. Again, that's the reconciliation process. It just needs a simple majority vote in the Senate. Now, I'm not going to get into all details about that. You know the process. I've discussed it before. But because of that, they can add virtually anything they want into it, including the banning of these super awesome foods, right? So anyway, situation being, there's multiple different pieces of legislation that are out there right now where they want to completely eradicate the purchase of and the consumption of these types of foods with SNAP benefits. Now, when I say SNAP, obviously you probably know what I mean. Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, sometimes referred to as food assistance, food stamps, EBT, those types of benefits, right? Anyway, there's over 42 million people that rely on these benefits every single month. Let me rattle off the names of a few pieces of legislation. These are just a few, by the way, on the national level that lawmakers are currently working on in D.C., and they're probably going to be adding a few of these into the reconciliation bill, okay? I just want you to be aware of this because this program's changing, okay? It's changing in a big way. All right, so let me rattle off a couple names here. And to be 100% fair with you, yes, I have talked about some of these before in other videos, but I think we still need to recognize this because this program's probably changing, okay? And again, the wild card being, what's going on with cereal? That's another big wild card. And then also, the ace up our sleeve is something like this. And again, more on this here in just a second because this may be a little bit of a secret trick / ace up our sleeve, or I don't know. Yeah, energy up our sleeve. I don't know. I was trying to think of something funny there. Anyway, okay, here's a couple names of them. Healthy Snap Act. Now that one, they want to eradicate the purchase of sugary drinks and prepared dessert foods like cookies, dessert, pies, cakes, ice creams, things like that, as well as the extraction of sugary carbonated beverages like this, right? But this is not sugary. There's no sugar in this. Again, more on this in just a second. Okay, that's one of them, the Healthy Snap Act. Now, another one also is the Nutritious Snap Act. Basically the exact same thing. Eradicating the option to buy sugary prepared foods like cookies, ice cream, pies, cakes, dessert type foods, things like that, as well as carbonated beverages or sugary pops, sodas, and soda pops. Okay. That's another one. Now, another one is called FSNO. FSNO. It stands for Zero for Zero Nutritious Options Act. I know, it's a super weird name. But that one is literally just focused on sugary carbonated beverages. But again, this one has no sugar in it. So, more on that. And again, how this may be a little bit of a secret little catalyst that we can whip out and maybe use to our power here. Okay, so those are a couple that are out there. Now there's a few others as well. The America Works Act. Now that's another one that I've talked about, and this one would implement stricter work requirements on people receiving SNAP benefits. For example, right now the age requirement for somebody who is an ABAWD, able-bodied adult without dependent, somebody somebody that falls into the age range of 18 through 54, if they're an able-bodied adult without a dependent, they would need to fulfill the work requirements of 20 hours per week or 80 hours per month is what they would need to fulfill in order to continue getting SNAP benefits, okay? And then also they lower the threshold on somebody who is considered a dependent under the age of 7, so basically 6 and under, okay? Now that's another one. Now another piece of legislation that's very similar to that is the SNAP Upward and Mobility Act. Again, super weird name here, but that's what it is. Okay, so now this one is also very similar. Again, raising the age range for somebody that needs to fulfill the work requirements from 18 to 54 up to 18 to 64, or I should say through 64. And they need to fulfill the work requirements, again, in order to get their SNAP benefits. If they're an ABAWD person. Okay, now these are just some of them. Now, we also have HHS, Health and Human Services, that is also working independently, again, to ban the purchase of sugary carbonated beverages. Okay, these are some of them that are out there. Now, this is on the national level. However, there's also 10 independent states that are out there right now, 10 independent states that are working to ban these types of foods, again, on the state level. So we've got a lot of different entities. We've got lawmakers that are in Congress working on this to ban these types of foods. We have states that are also working to ban these types of foods. I want you to be prepared. We're going to see some disruption to this program, whether it's on the national level and we get the introduction or the implementation of some of these pieces of legislation, or whether it's on the state-by-state level. This program and these benefits will be disrupted. Okay. Now let me talk about these two, because these are the wild cards. What about cereal? Cereal's awesome. I'm not sure about you. Cereal is awesome, right? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's really good. Anyway, so here's the situation. 13 grams of added sugar, okay? So 13 grams of added sugar. What do they want to do? They want to eradicate the purchase of sugary foods. Not sure about you, but cereal is super awesome. Half the reason why is it's loaded with sugar, right? We know this. But the big question being is, would they ban something like the consumption of sugar or the purchase of sugary cereal foods? That's still up in the air right now. We don't have a solid answer on that one quite yet, but this one may be one of those that they also take the axe to. Okay, that's why I said earlier in the video, they may be force-feeding us broccoli and cauliflower and Brussels sprouts and asparagus, all the really good stuff. Not, you know what I mean? So anyway, I mean, to be fair, some vegetables are actually really good, but you know my point, right? Anyway, roasted sweet potatoes, by the way, are awesome. Love those. Those are super good. I don't know. That's really, really good. Okay, anyway, doesn't really matter. All right, now this one here. This is another one I want to point out because this is actually a really interesting one. Now, before I started filming this video, I looked at the nutrition facts, or to be fair with you, many of you here in the community know this about me. I'm blind. I didn't look at the nutrition facts. I had my wife read the nutrition facts to me, okay? Anyway, just being fair with you. So my wife, Corey, read the nutrition facts to me, and I said, how many servings in one can? She said, 1 serving, 16 fluid ounces. Okay. How many grams of sugar? 0. Okay. How much artificial sweetener is added? She said, well, it doesn't really say. It said something along the lines of tangerine flavoring or something and some other flavoring. Okay, so 0 sugar in it, some artificial flavorings. Then what's the big deal? Because here's the thing. They want to eradicate the purchase of sugary carbonated beverages. This is a carbonated beverage, but it has no sugar in it. Okay, so is that a little bit of a wild card, a little bit of an ace up our sleeve that we can whip out in this event where they say no more buying of sugary carbonated beverages? Okay, you never told me I couldn't buy a 0-calorie, no sugar added energy drink, right? So my point is, these may be some of the situations, as well as what about diet beverages as well? Right, so for example, diet sodas, right? Same situation there. They probably don't have any added sugar. Maybe they fall into the situation where they have some added sweeteners into them, some added artificial sweeteners, whatever it happens to be, and maybe that pushes them over the limit. But unless they completely ban the purchase of all carbonated beverages, we may still be able to slip through the cracks and buy things like these awesome drinks, which I absolutely love. So anyway, that may be the situation. However, Just be prepared. Just recently, I was out in a live stream. This is super funny. I was out in some live streams recently, and I've had a number of people reaching out saying, hey, just got my SNAP benefits today, bought a bunch of bags of chips, bought some pop and soda, bought some cookies, right? Loaded up on ice cream, whatever. And I think it's kind of funny because those of you here in this community that have been watching these videos, you know that this is coming. You know to be prepared here. So I've had a number of people reaching out saying, hey, I'm stocking up now while I still can. So I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't. I'm just saying it's kind of funny to see that because literally people are doing this. And I would fully expect some kind of legislation, whether it happens to be the Healthy SNAP Act or the Nutritious SNAP Act or something along the lines of banning carbonated beverages. I 100% expect something like that to be added and to be coming in literally within the next weeks or the next few months here, likely added into the reconciliation bill based on what they've said. Okay, I just want you to be prepared about this. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I mean, this isn't scary, but it's more like weird, right? So anyway, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but rather I'm trying to prepare you with what the new reality is likely going to be for the SNAP program. And again, over 42 million people across the country that rely on these. Anyway, I'll keep you posted as we get more information on this, and I just want to let you know about all this. So there's definitely some loopholes here that we could maybe exploit some of these loopholes. I'll keep you posted on that. I think the biggest loophole that we have right now is the drinks like this, the 0-calorie drinks that are still carbonated beverages. They still taste awesome, but they're not loaded with tons of sugar, but rather we're getting a diet or a 0-calorie option. Could be the situation, right? Anyway, I'm sure there's going to be some kind of loophole here. I'll keep you posted on all of this, and I'll let you know what's going on. Anyway, I hope this helps you to some degree. And again, I just want to help you out in any way that I possibly can, staying updated with what's going on. I'm here for you. Thank you so much for joining this. Also, by the way, if you're turning 65, if you're retiring, if you're moving across county lines or state lines at all this year in 2025, if you're any of the following, retiring, turning 65 this year at all in 2025, you see the phone number there hanging out on your screen. Please call them. They will save you a massive headache when it comes down to your retirement as well as enrolling in Medicare, okay? These are dedicated Medicare trustworthy advisors. They're looking through your personal situation to find you the best plan in your local area at the best price with the best coverages and the best plan for each person and their personal needs. They have access to over 20,000 plans across the country. They're working diligently. They've helped well over 1,000 of you here in this community that have called them already. They're saving a boatload of money for a bunch of people, which is honestly really, really awesome. I want to help you save money in any way that I possibly can, and it's 100% for free. So they're waiting on standby right now to talk to you. Please give them a call. Write the phone number down, take a picture, take a screenshot, whatever you've got to do, and save yourself a huge, huge, huge headache, a ton of confusion, a ton of frustration. They will help you. And again, seriously, call them. Just call them, talk to them. And if you don't want to work with them, it does not matter. It's 100% for free for them to do all the grunt work for you. That's what I like right there. Somebody to do all the grunt work and you don't have to pay them. That's great. Free, and somebody's doing all the work for you. Now that's my kind of person, right? I love that. Anyway, I hope this helps you. Again, let me ask a huge favor of you. Who do you know that's also in that situation? Friends, family members, neighbors, acquaintances, siblings, coworkers that are also turning 65, retiring, moving, any of the following. Please share that phone number with them. Have them call as well. They'll be super glad that you share that information, and they'll be so grateful for that help. It's just a really good service. Again, totally free, very knowledgeable, very helpful, and you're always going to talk to a real person, not talking to a robot, a real live human that wants to help you out. Anyway, write the phone number down. Again, just give them a call. They're waiting to talk to you. Otherwise, please share this video as well. Big share button right down below. If you know anybody that needs to know this information, please go ahead and share this video. Thank you. Truly appreciate it. Otherwise, if you're new here, if you've not done so, please subscribe as well. 100% free. Big subscribe button down below. Otherwise, check out the other 5,000 plus videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos down below in the description or popping up on your screen in just a minute. You'll see some videos there. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. And until next time, I hope I can see you again in the next video or the next live stream. Until then, have a nice day.